Hi, my name is Kelly Sang. We're going to go over cleaning surgical instruments after surgery. The first thing I'm going to do is I have some dirty instruments in the bucket here. I've got a secondary bucket because I have some that just finished up in the ultrasonic cleaner. I'm going to talk a little bit about cleaners first. First thing we use is we use Milotex instrument cleaner and lubricant. This is kind of a mixed product. It allows us to actually lubricate those joints while cleaning them as well. This cleaner is not only in here, but it is, sorry, automatic sink. It is also a lubricating cleaner that we are using in our ultrasonic cleaner. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to empty the instruments that just finished out of here. It is recommended based on the instructions on this bottle that I rinse these, so I'm setting these in a empty, clean bucket for separate rinsing. The instruments that just came out of surgery, what I'm going to do is just give them a quick rinse here, just to get any large debris off. I'm going to set these instruments in a staggered pattern. It's fine if you leave a little bit of debris on here. This instrument and the ultrasonic cleaner's purpose is to get into these small grooves, into these joints, into the little teeth. So me just doing this with my toothbrush isn't really cleaning the instrument per se, but it is just getting that large tissue or blood clots that might be stuck on those instruments. From here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the lid back on. We're going to set this timer to 10 minutes. That's going to run. What I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to use 2 pumps of my instrument cleaner and lube. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reach right underneath here and I'm going to get some distilled water. Using tap water to rinse the large debris tends to be okay because I am putting it now in a proper cleanser and a lubricant. I don't want to use plain water into my bucket from there because I don't want that distilled water to harden. Sometimes you have hard water, things like that. Distilled water is really ideal, so I'm going to add that to my instruments and my lube cleaner there. And from here, these just came out of there. So after I've done that, I'm going to set them to the side. I'm just going to check them, make sure everything looks clean and detailed. If I notice any possible rust spots, any dark spots, things that don't look like they're necessarily dirty, but they are kind of corroding onto the metal, I like to use the stain remover. This is really, really simple to use. Use your distilled water and your lubricant. You can just put a little tip on your brush. You can also use this in a different manner. You can use the regular distilled water if you want, but this can actually rub right into these joints. And it'll take some of that stain off. Typically what I like to do is have a rinse bucket with my distilled water. Mix that right off. Most of these instruments are fairly well kept. I don't need to do that with, but I'm going to set them out with the joints open. That bucket's not useful anymore, so I'm just going to set that there. One thing I've noticed, especially when training new technicians, is that they don't look at the handles. This happens to be the blade holder. Sometimes you'll find thumbprints across here. This is a measuring tool as well. Sometimes if those thumbprints get on here, you get debris, any stains, things like that up in on this, then those measurements become a little harder to see. So we're going to set that right there. From here, I am going to rinse my bucket with the distilled water and leave that there. Close up my bottle. I have to wait for my timer to get done to do that again. But that's the kind of basic instrument cleaning there. As far as scrubbing the tools, putting them in there, getting in them to the lubricating instrument cleaner and lube, letting it sit in there for a second, taking anything that might have been missed, any of those fingerprints, any of those things from the first initial scrub down and set, and then we're going to let them dry. From here, what I can do, if I was in a hurry to re-rack them right away, I would go ahead and take another towel, and we could actually hand dry these, but I would like to leave them sitting for a little bit so these joints have a chance to dry and have that lubricant really be in there. What I'm going to do currently, because I am waiting for the other half of this pack, is I'm simply going to cover my instruments with this dry towel because I don't want excess debris or anything to fall onto my clean instruments. Leave them covered until I'm ready with the next half, and then I can hand dry and prepare them for the pack. Thank you.